So my name is Fabien Pecot. I am French and I'm an associate professor of marketing here at TBS in Barcelona. I'm also the coordinator and creator of this MSc in brand management and creativity. The Brand Management and Creativity MSc at TBS Barcelona is a one-year MSc that is taught presentially on our campus of Barcelona. It has three main legs. Well, the first leg is brand management for the long term. So we have all series of modules, of marketing modules that are the typical marketing modules you would find in many marketing MSCs. But in this case, we have a strong focus on branding, brand management, and particular attention to managing this brand over the long run. So not just the creation or introduction of the brand on the market, but also revitalization, repositioning of the brand, and that's the first leg. The second leg is obviously a focus on creativity, innovation that takes many forms. We have creativity seminars, we have courses of design, we have history of art, we have storytelling. And then the third leg is specificity of this master to be very hands-on. So on different occasions, we bring companies in the classroom, companies that have a particular issue around one of their brands, or one project, one creative project. And students have to grasp elements from different modules and apply them to the case to be able to solve the case. The hands-on activities that we have in the program take many different forms. So you can have within the modules, but that's the case in many MSCs or Bachelor in Barcelona. We use a lot of case studies, we use a lot of exercises, we encourage in-class discussion. But more specifically maybe to the master, we will have visits with companies. We bring managers in the school, so our students can learn from their first-hand experience, but also ask questions about their future careers or about a particular industry. We also have site visits outside of the classroom, and as I said, we bring every once in a while we have one company submitting one real-life project, so something they're actually working on at the moment that is in relation to the different learning units that we have. We bring cases from many different sectors. It can be in tech, obviously, because Barcelona is a big hub for startups. So it's easy to find companies working in the tech industry, but it can also be non-profit organizations, it can be in food and drinks, it could be in biotech, it can be many sectors in Barcelona. Tourism, hospitality is also something we have many connections with. So it changes every year, really. We have different kinds of companies because after all, it depends on what they're working on at the moment and the sort of adequation between what the company is working on, what they're struggling with, and our pedagogical objectives. So we try to match them so we get students to work on the real case. To be honest with you, I don't think this program could have been developed in another place. Barcelona is a business hub, obviously, so you find huge companies, smaller companies, you have a very dense network of SMEs, of startups. But at the same time, it's also a creative hub, which maybe is more unique to Barcelona, is to attract so many creative people from all around the world. And it also has a history of being a very creative city. If you think of Gaudí, if you think of Miró, Dalí, you have everywhere you go in the city, you have this very specific creative architecture. You have great museums, you have galleries, you have a lot of music, and you can see people wearing creative or trying things and being very free. And I think this is a strong reason for why we thought about this program in the Barcelona campus. We use the city. The city is part of the program. We take students out of the classroom. We ask them to explore. We ask them to identify trends in the street, in the public space, and to feed this back in the projects. To tell you maybe one not anecdote, but there is something interesting in the Catalan language. There is a sort of a saying of what makes Catalan identity, and you have saying y raucha. And the first one is all about wisdom, common sense, hard work, being laborious, and do things properly. And we have this in the MSc. We have many modules that are taught by experts that are doing research in this particular field, and very rigorous exercises, rigorous research. And at the same time, you have this second word, raucha. That's sort of the aspect of craziness, the imagination, letting it go, and that really infuses our MSc with the different activities. To give you a simple example, we have one class, for example, that is taught by an actor, that is a performer, and also a writer, because these are the best people to teach creativity, really. We have, in the preparation of the program, I've worked with advertising agencies, I've worked with I've worked with companies in creative industries, I've worked with companies in tech, I've worked with non-profit organizations to design this program and to include projects, real-life projects that can be an idea of what students would be doing after graduation as well, so to get them to be really prepared for this. All of these are potential internships as well. Barcelona, but also then we have a really strong network in Paris, we have good network in London, we have good network all in all of the big European cities, and we have this, I think, obvious opportunities for internship for our students of the brand management and creativity are advertising agencies, design agencies, agencies focusing on identifying trends, but also marketing departments of any industry, but maybe more specifically creative industries. After completing the MSc in brand management and creativity, our students can aspire to start a career towards being marketing executives, toward being brand managers, obviously, or brand specialists. That would be within a particular company. Then if we think about the world of agencies, they could start a career towards being advertising account managers, or still in advertising agencies working as planners in relation to what I said about identifying trends. That is only if we think about our MSc. But obviously, because it's an MSc, many students come with already some kind of background. And depending on their background, we can think of other career opportunities. For example, as a project manager, creative project manager, if they already studied this in the past, like project management, for example. They could also work in market research, depending on their methodological skills in quantitative or qualitative methods. And they could obviously work in social media management, depending on their interest for this and maybe prior training on this. I would like to mention a couple of modules. We have 8 learning units, we have many modules, but I think some of them are very specific to these MSc and in relation to the objectives of the MSc. One I could talk about is called Extracting Trends from Our Surroundings. And this module is outside of the classroom. It's a module where we work with a performer and an actor that teaches students how to get inspiration from a place, source inspiration, observe people and extract information from this observation, be more connected to the place. We do this, and then the next day or a couple of days later, they worked with a more marketing professor to feed this back into a marketing project. The second module that I think is really interesting for this master is a module about web scraping and data analysis. So we have an expert on this that will teach students on a particular case how to find information. Again, it's about finding trends, identifying things that are going on. So we do this in real life, but we also look at what's happening online and try to analyze this in a very rigorous way. And these are skills that companies are asking a lot now. So hopefully these two things combined will make a very strong CV. And finally, one I'm extremely excited about, because I also teach it, is a module on storytelling. I collaborate with a writer, so someone who, as a living, writes novels, poetry, but is also a professor, so someone who combines this sort of academic knowledge into studying literature with the practice of writing. And together, we're building a module where we study what is the mechanics of a story, what it means to have a main character, to have a twist in a story, and we apply this to writing stories for brands. So it's extremely creative, it's also extremely concrete, and it's extremely focused on a practical outcome.